Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection is upon us, and we know that we're getting the first Mortal Kombat, MK2, MK3, UMK3, MK4, and some other ports like the handheld version of Deadly Alliance. But as of this date, there is still apparently 4 games that have not yet been announced. I've seen a bunch of speculation and wish lists for what these 4 titles should be. I don't know what they will be any more than anyone who put up a video or any more than you know. We're all in the dark on this. But what I do know is what 3 things would be a mistake for NRS to put in this collection.
Don't make me laugh.
No Shaolin monks. I've seen people say that it would be great if Shaolin monks was part of this game, and I could not disagree more. Not only is it not a good idea for the company, seeing as they could do a complete adventure collection down the line with mythology, special forces, and Shaolin monks, but I believe it overcomplicates what the developers have to do to produce this particular game. People think creating a netcode is like flipping a switch, like we'll just go from delay-based netcode to rollback netcode just like that, or that there isn't any nuances to creating good netcode for a fighting game compared to an adventure game. And we've already seen what can happen when NRS doesn't have enough time to devote to a game. I want this collection to be really good ports of the arcade games with really good netcode so it feels good to play. We can't have another MK1 Africa situation where the online is so bad that they could not play the game. Save the adventure games for its own collection where they can focus on that type of netcode and deliver something really, really cool. Like imagine if they gave us online co-op in Shaolin Monks. That would be dope. But I don't really think that they'd be able to deliver that if it's on top of everything else they have to do in this Legacy Collection. Speaking about online, no online like MK1. Like I said, the netcode for places like Africa for MK1 was abysmal. Rubbish, actually. Quite frankly, it's unfair for players to pay the full price and not be able to enjoy all the features of the game, especially one as important as online gameplay. Also, MK1 denied us online rooms. This is something that must absolutely, positively, beyond the shadow of a doubt, has to exist in the Legacy Collection. This isn't a new feature either. We've had this as far back as a decade with Mortal Kombat X. Having online rooms, both public and private, with an option for a password to access is imperative for communities, for tournaments, and for content creators. This game has to launch with fully functioning online modes, or this game might be dead on arrival. No leaving out extra modes. Having arcade mode and versus mode are a given. We expect that. But to really make this game a gem, I think we need something like a crypt that has a bunch of extras. Like concept art, a way to rewatch stuff like character arcade endings, and other random stuff like interviews with the developers or maybe just videos from the past back when each game was being released. It always bothered me that MK1 didn't have a dedicated Test Your Might mode, where you can just play that game solo or with a friend. I think the games that included Test Your Might, like the first Mortal Kombat, should have a selection where you can play just that mode. It may not be the most played, but I'm sure there's a demographic out there that loves that minigame, and I just don't see the point in hiding it within an arcade mode. Just allow those players to play that minigame whenever they want. In short, I don't think MK Legacy Collection should have Shaolin Monks or any other titles like the 3D games or MK9. A lot of people have been saying they want to see MK9 in here, or they want to see Deception in here. Let them work on making the arcade games great and save the other titles for more collections down the road. Deadly Alliance, Deception, Armageddon, and MK vs. DC Universe can be a part of the 3D collection. Mythologies, Special Forces, and Shaolin Monks can be a part of an adventure collection. And MK9, MKX, and MK11 can be a part of the NRS collection. This would be the cleanest way to handle the series while giving the development team the focus that they need to really make the game great, instead of them spreading themselves too thin to include something like MK9 or Deception into the upcoming Legacy Collection. No MK1 internet, give us great netcode and give us online rooms. And finally, don't omit giving us a dedicated section for extras where we can do stuff like play minigames, watch character endings, view concept art, and maybe even have a jukebox where we can listen to all the tracks from every game within this collection. I think if NRS does these things, it can be a dope collection of classic games. But what do you think should be included or left out of Mortal Kombat Legacy Collection? Let me know in the comments. If you made it this far, you can
Acknowledge me!
by hitting the like button. This helps videos like this get to viewers like you, and it is very much appreciated. You can hit confirm that by hitting the subscribe button to join
Literally millions and millions
of ShinFit subscribers. We post regularly, we do live streams, and we do polls almost every day. So to make sure you don't miss any of that, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Become a member of the channel to join exclusive watch parties where we watch Mortal Kombat media like the cartoons, the TV shows, and the movies. The link will be in the description. If you want to know who the most powerful sorcerer in the entire Mortal Kombat franchise is, that video is on screen now. But more importantly than anything else, don't get beat up out there.